Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony Holowitz and I want to thank you for being here for this Microsoft Word 2010 tutorial. One of the things I want to state, and I haven't stated in previous tutorials, is regardless of whether or not you're using Microsoft Office 2007 or 2010, these two versions are virtually the same. So even if you're using an older version, 2007, you'll do fine with these tutorials. Office 2003 was a much different version, and they've incorporated many new things since then, so you might find this brand new or a little bit confusing. Having stated that, I want to take you back a little bit. When I did some formatting on this, one of the things I did is I aligned everything to the right, and now I want to put it back to the left. Also, I changed some colors, I changed the size, I changed a bunch of things, but because everything is selected, I'm going to go and make this more of a standard font. I'm going to choose Arial, and a standard size when you're typically typing a paper is size 12. Quite often, if it was an email, it would be typically size 10 is a good average, but size 12 for a font is normal, and also size 10 in an email. So I'm going to make this black. I'm going to take off the underline of my name and all the formatting here by selecting it. And now I'm going to click on the U to take off the underline. I'm going to click on the I to take off the italic, and I'm clicking on the B to take off the bold. So again, once you've put some of these things on, like bold, italic, and underline, for example, let me do that again. If you put B on for bold, well, to take it off, you just click on the bold again. There's some other ways to remove the formatting we put on that I'll show you in other tutorials, but for now, all I want to do is get this back to a spot where I could work with it a little bit easier. To illustrate my next point, when I use Microsoft Word, or when you use it I should say, you will definitely, especially if you're new at this, make some mistakes. You might make some formatting mistakes, you might just do something wrong. Well, one of the hardest parts is trying to remember how you did the thing wrong. So in other words, if you put some formatting on, maybe you changed it to this and then size 20 and you changed the type style to maybe this, it's like, wait, how did I do that? How do I go backwards? Well, the great thing about Microsoft Word and PowerPoint and Excel, for example, is that you don't really have to know how to correct the things you did wrong. I want to draw your attention way up here to the top left. Again, we are working on what is called the Quick Access Toolbar. If you come here to this circular arrow, this is called Undo. If I click on the drop down, it shows me a list of all the things that I've done since I started working on this document. If I click on the Undo once, it undoes the last thing I did. Now, because I undid something, I might want to redo something. So if I click on the right arrow, the circular arrow, it redoes what I just undid. So again, if I click on Undo, 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 and if I just keep going through this, you're going to see some of the things that I've changed will come flying back. So now I've undone all the steps necessary to get back where I was. If I want to redo, I just do this, go the other direction. So what I usually recommend is when you mess up in Word or Excel or PowerPoint and you're trying to figure out how to undo what you just did, don't worry about it. Just go up and click on the Undo button. If you went too far, click on Redo to get back to exactly where you want to be. So the Undo and Redo buttons are very important to know about because it saves you a lot of time and energy. The most important point here is don't be afraid to make mistakes, because if you make mistakes, it's very easy to correct them. My name is Tony Holowitz, and I want to thank you for being here. Have a wonderful day.